I also booked my first moist profile game.
What?
Yeah, I'm creating a profile for this rapper from, or that's coming into town from Ohio. So Moist Day Club will be in Ohio too.
Ohio.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to Ohio?
No, he's coming here.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna film 2 videos and a Let's Be Blunt interview session.
Well, I'm getting these links ready, and then we're gonna start.
You ain't got it.
Fuck your life, cuz.
Yeah. Man, last night I couldn't believe it. I didn't get home last night till like 12:30.
In the afternoon?
No, midnight. Remember, I was like, "Oh, I'll be home by like 10:30."
Oh yeah, I was not ready last night.
I was tired before I even went out. I didn't even want to go out.
Fucking Jessica was sick. The house was a mess. I had to clean, and TJ didn't go to bed till like 12:30. It was not the business. Put it that way.
Y'all were spending quality time together.
No, Jessica got like really sick. She worked herself up, and I think she worked herself up into a sickness.
Yeah, not getting to sleep and not being used to it.
Some drama went down because you know how they're selling the women's clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to step up. Damn, I need to step up that game too. I need to have links and stuff on our social media.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, you should get your YouTube page going and create links and advertising spots on it.
Yeah, and the next step for our broadcasting, the podcast, is to actually broadcast it on Periscope. So I got to figure out a way to like put my phone right here so it sees the screen. I don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah, that would probably be the most. Because your screen sees everybody, right?
Man, that dog is passed out right now.
Yeah, that's my pride and joy mood.
You take her to the dog park today, she is lit.
Oh, that's a boy.
Same thing.
Same thing.
With those dogs, you can't tell if it's a girl or a boy. It's just a dog.
I know.
It ain't got no dick and balls swinging around. Or some fat nipples.
He's got a little chode.
He's got a little. He got his balls too?
Nah, I got to get him. I have 2 male dogs. And when I got the second one, they started humping each other. I had to give their nuts chopped off.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah.
It's always weird when you have 2 of the same sex dog. You think that they would get along better.
Well, they got along fine, but anytime like I wasn't looking, they were trying to start humping each other. Like,
you end up with some nastiness all over their backside. Who wants to deal with that? You don't want to deal with that. All right, let me go pee, and then we'll do an intro, and we'll fucking make it official.
Yeah, these girls are fun.
So this is how you're going to do it? No headphones, no nothing?
Nope, I'm going to have to do it this way. I mean, I can still make it look like I got my microphone.
Damn, Bryson just straight ducked out on us. For someone who wants to be so vocal on Facebook.
Yeah, when they actually got a...
No, I'm sure there's something else. I actually, before me and you, like, he was going to be my co-host 2 years ago. And the show was going to be called what was it? The Husband and the Bachelor is what I was going to call it, because he was a bachelor forever. and then he got a girl, and then that, which was dumb because then we would have been the was it the husband in the Bachelor? I don't know, it was something like that. It was something in the Bachelor, but then he shortly after that fell through, he got a girlfriend, and then he don't have one no more. But it's
Girls,
neither here nor there.
yeah, girls ruin everything.
Yeah, except for orgasms. All right, I'll be right back.
Boom, 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 boom. Moist Day Club in full effect. MoistDayClub.com. It's the MOIST, or as how Nelly put it, MOI crooked letter T. MOI crooked letter T. If y'all don't know that song or what song I'm referencing, you're too young for us, bro. Get out of here. Yo. If you're live right now, you are now tuned into Mercury's cast with Travis Montgomery and Kenny Frank. We are now live. Travis is handling a couple of things. So we'll get a little advertisement in right now. Moist Day Club is having its Summer 2016 music showcase next weekend. That is August 20, 2016, from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. at Big Gems. Can do. Try to make it. It will be a blast, and you will be exposed to awesome talent. And you'll see how we actually really party. Blah!
Who are you talking to?
I saw that we were live, so I didn't want people to zoom in to log in.
No, I haven't posted a link yet.
Oh, well, you never know. You
good.
got some good hot takes then.
And since Bryson isn't here, we're gonna go at it tonight. Just to have you know.
You don't want it, son.
Okay. Oh, we'll wait for Sean. Sean's gonna. Maybe they'll both pop in. Who knows?
They're scared.
All right. Well. So if you could be on the lookout for Sean and Mercury Text, I will be looking out for his.
Oh wait, so on Facebook?
Yeah. And if you can kind of, I will try to also keep some of the topics fresh so that I know how to properly post it.
If I Okay, I gotta remember.
I got a pen and paper. I don't know. Or maybe you can just type it into the text.
Oh, that's true. That might be a little hard.
I know it's hard. It's hard, but it's important. But we both got to step our game up.
Okay, there we go. I need access to both screens. That's all.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
Let's turn this light on, maybe. I seem like I'm in the dark. Like do I seem weird because I'm in the dark? There's the light above me I can turn on.
You always look weird.
Well, I mean, just
Kidding.
no.
Yeah, you can't really see your face with the blue light.
I don't like this light. All right. So about 10:30 start time. Drop that down. And Kenneth is a homosexual.
Strike that from the record. Yeah, right.
Sexual.
I keep see now that this microphone's here. I want to talk into the microphone, but it don't matter.
It's cool. It's a good prop.
I know, but I don't know if it's affecting the actual audio. That's
well. Where's the microphone on your computer?
this episode. I just don't have to talk directly into it.
I know, but where is it at though? You got to know.
Just off to the side. Just off to the side.
Where is the actual microphone that's picking up the sound?
Off to the left of my computer.
Okay. Well, maybe try and speak in the general direction.
Oh, you mean off? Oh, I have no clue. That's what I was saying. I don't know where that shit is. That's why I was like, I don't know where that means. They've been listening to me this whole time.
You don't sound bad.
All
you don't sound bad. We probably sound about even because your microphone before, like you sounded fucking crisp.
Oh man, I gotta get that going again.
Yeah, you sound better than me, which I was kind of jealous, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. I am your, what am I going to say? I'm your, whatever. So let's give it a moment of silence for the intro, or then we will.
I'll wait for you to speak. You're so thoughtful.
Or you got to turn your phone off too.
It's not on my phone, it's the sounds on my computer.
Oh.
So.
If you turn that off, is it going to turn?
Yeah, it's going to turn the sound on my computer.
It's fine. It's not obnoxious.
That's
fine.
Okay. Just don't be blowing up my messenger then.
Hey, just don't be blowing up the G-damn messenger. All right. Whew, it's been a while. And these views reflect one planet and one planet alone. Good morning, evening, and afternoon. This is your interplanetary host, Travis Montgomery, broadcasting from the planet of Mercury, the first hottest planet from the sun. We spit hot fire. That's how we do it. Kenny, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, baby, baby. I'm a little delirious.
What?
Yeah, haven't had a carb or extra sugar in like a week.
Oh, maybe we can get into that in a little bit.
Yep.
But first of all, I would like to give a shout out to. We got to do this over. I totally didn't have anything planned out in my head, and it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Let's try it again.
It's not how you do live radio.
Well, we're not live. I didn't post it yet. I should post it. Actually, I should post it now.
All right.
I'm like, everyone just bear with me. We got another intro coming.
Take two.
I really wish we had a guest tonight. Damn it. Greetings, everyone. I am your interplanetary host, Travis Radio Face Hamburger Meat Montgomery. And this is another edition of Mercury's Cast. Please say hello, Mr. I'll give you another co-host. Kenny, how are you doing tonight?
Woo! As Ric Flair would say. No, I'm good. I can't decide if I have high energy or low energy. I think that's a kind of a state of delirium.
Is it because you may or may not be in a state of ketosis?
It is very possible. I'm hoping that that's the ultimate goal, but if this ain't it, I hate to see what it feels like when it actually is.
Well, cool. That's what you're currently dealing with. What I'm currently dealing with is a former employer who is protesting my unemployment. And this could be very problematic for me because if they end up winning this protest, that means the unemployment that I got paid, I have to pay back to them, which means I was overpaid for my unemployment. And it's funny that they are saying this because their objections to my unemployment is the first thing, job performance. And then there was one no-show that I had. So I'm stuck in a really weird spot right now. And I had an interview with an unemployment, I guess you would say, officer on Thursday who was very rude. And I don't think he had my best interest in heart. So this all happened last week when my last payment was pending. After a couple of days, it was still pending. And so we're like, WTF, what the hell's going on?
Uh-huh.
And I happen to be working for someone right now, I'm crawling under the desk kind of thing. I don't want to talk a little too much about that one. But so
I don't want to talk at all about it.
But my name is Travis Radio Face Hamburger Meat Montgomery. How could I even be traced back to? There's no way. Yeah. And the government is too inept to figure out that if someone from the EDD watches this podcast, they have to watch the video first of all, and then they'd have to trace it back to me. Which government agencies are so inept at their fucking job anyways that I can tell you right now that I am working under the table and I'm collecting unemployment, and there's not a goddamn thing that any of those motherfuckers are going to be able to stop me. You can't stop me.
Yeah, okay. You're going to be so mad when you're prosecuted before Hillary Clinton.
If they can't prosecute Hillary, they can't prosecute me. Jeez, damn it.
Okay. Yeah, keep thinking that. I'm pretty sure that's what Wesley Snipes thought too.
But I pay my taxes.
Yeah, well, I didn't say this is a. I mean, obviously not the same exact thing, but
Don't bring Blade Runner into this.
not. You mean Blade?
Same thing. Gosh.
It's not. But Blade Runner and Blade was two totally different.
Except Wesley Snipes donated to the Clinton Foundation, but we won't talk about that.
Good. I'm glad he did.
But anyways, no, I have no idea. But so anyways, I had this interview with unemployment. The guy was like, couldn't be any more like disingenuous and kind of like I'm lying the whole time. I was saying that a job ended, and then I was saying a job was ending. He's like, did it end or was it ending? I'm like, well, did you work that day or did you not? I'm like, and it was a graveyard shift, so I was kind of confused. I'm like, well, if I started work on June the 2nd and my shift ended on June the 3rd, then like, so, I mean, which one is it? He's like, I feel like you're being dishonest with me right now. I'm like, dude, like, he's like, we got off on the wrong foot. We need to start all over. It was just like
So
it was like the worst guy that you could have call you on an interview, like. And a part of me, because I'm a sexist fucking asshole, I was like, I hope it's some guy that can just like I could level with as a dude, and I don't want some woman who's not going to be able to kind of like, because sometimes women, I just have this like they're not going to be able to like they like a lot. I feel like a lot of women have a lot of hate towards men, and maybe that's maybe that's a bad thing to think.
Maybe you have a lot of hate towards women.
I know I do. I kind of do. I mean, 50% of them are feel like they have a little too much power in today's society. But
oh my god,
I feel like they shouldn't be able to drive cars or operate heavy machinery.
Sounds like you want to live in Saudi Arabia.
No, I hate the Muslims.
No, you don't.
All right, let me retract a couple of those previous statements. I don't hate women, and I don't hate people that live in Saudi Arabia. I actually feel bad for the women in Saudi Arabia because they have to wear fucking sheets for their whole entire lives, and they can't show any part of their body. But that's neither here nor there. So
okay.
to make a long story even longer, to circle back around to my unemployment situation, I still don't know because the actual payment for my unemployment, and I'm not making much on the side. Whatever I am making on the side, it's not a lot. It's not enough. It's not enough. So, first of all, 2 weeks ago, I had a malfunction at an ATM. I went to get money out for the rent, and it spit out nothing. It spit out literally nothing. And like the wheel was rolling and I stuck my hand in there and I could feel it. I'm like, what? Like if there was money there, I tried to grab it and it was just nothing. And so I ended up disputing that. I got that money. That was the rent money, but it came a week late. So I ended up paying my rent late. This other one that was supposed to hit, because I let that thing sit there for a couple of weeks because I knew that was the rent money. So I just let it marinate, because that's the rent. So I let it marinate, and I tried to take it out on Sunday, and the first was a Monday, and it didn't work out. So, but that Monday I was eligible for another 2, right? That's when the pending, all of a sudden Wednesday, it's still pending, and then now they're telling me that my former employer has disputed my unemployment.
So he's trying to say that you were a bad employee?
Pretty much. I had one no-show, and the other part that they're trying to claim is that my job performance was not up to par, which is not true at all because I'm pretty good at what I do. I mean, I'm not the best, but if you hire me and you're an electrical company, I'm going to make you a lot of money. I know that. But the fact of the matter is, and the guy even said it during the interview, is that it's not job performance that is the issue. I didn't quit and I wasn't fired. So those are the two main things. And he told me that when they get another big contract that he wants to hire me. The owner told me that through his own mouth,
Right.
out of his own face, that he hopes I'm available for when he gets another big job, because that's kind of why they hired me in the first place.
So with this job, what happened? The work just ran out? Like your contract ran out?
Not my contract. There's kind of another side to it, which I was doing service work for them. They gave me a truck, they gave me a gas card and stuff like that, but he felt like I wasn't doing a good enough job at it. And but the new guy that they hired is like stealing material and like making false claims and shit. So they're probably kicking themselves in the ass, even though they try. It's I mean they just have unrealistic expectations for their employees, pretty much. Like if you are at a clip of 90% of your performance, they want 95, and then if you're at 95, they want 100. If you're at 100, they're going to try and squeeze 101, and that's not even possible.
Well, they just want to make you the best employee you can be.
No, because if they wanted that, then they would have still kept me on. They got rid of me. If they wanted me to be the best employee for them, they would have kept me on, and he would have schooled me a little bit more. Instead, they hired someone that they thought had a little more experience, and ended up coming and biting him in the ass because the motherfucker's a con man.
Ooh, I hate those con people.
That was damn. I bet he was a Trump supporter.
I bet he was.
Anyways, that's what's new.
He's implementing those Trump tactics.
And current in my life, and you can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game.
Well, hey, you knocked that off. My bad. That's Moon.
So tell us about your new diet, because I'm interested and I want to hear about it.
Okay, so I've heard about this whole ketosis thing, and I've tried to do it before in the past, but one of my friends posted a picture of they did it for about a week, and they lost 12 pounds, and I was like, holy cow! So I saw the picture on Tuesday morning.
Did you really say holy cow?
Well, it was probably more like holy, but I'm trying not to. Holy shiitake mushrooms, but I'm trying not to curse.
What are you, Bart Simpson now? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But
don't have a cow, man.
Saw the pictures, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So since Tuesday morning, I haven't had an excess sugar or an excess carb. I think you could count probably on one hand how many carbs I've had and how many grams of sugar I've had. That's why I got these bags under my eyes. Look, you see? That ain't normal.
No, I see them.
It happens, though.
I thought you were just up all night having fun.
Nope. Haven't partied in a week. Actually, 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole idea behind the diet is that like what we ate 1,000 years ago, you won't find at Del Taco or at a liquor store, candy bar, and stuff like that. Not even processed grains or flour. Or what you had was like leafy vegetables, meat, beans, stuff like that was easily accessible. And I think that's like, I feel better when I eat. And there's this one place I go to that would follow those kind of guidelines, which I get like a half chicken, I get salad, and then I get the beans. And I feel great. Like if I had like a 12-hour day and I go to this spot and I eat that, I feel good. at the end. If I have if I work a 12-hour day, I'm not going to Del Taco because I know that's not going to help me out. I'm gonna feel like shit after eating that. I need like some real hardcore nutrients. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm in day 4 right now, and about halfway through day 2 to the end of day 2. Oh man, I don't know how explicit you want me to get, but it was not the bathroom definitely took some abuse the past couple of days.
You're blowing it out.
Oh man, I feel bad for my toilet, but
You're repaying the porcelain. I feel like though that if you start eating, shouldn't it like make your shit all logged up? You know what you need? I can tell you what you need right now.
well, it's more so my body just detoxing.
Really?
Yeah, like it's.
Maybe it's your brain telling your body that you're detoxing and it's
I don't know.
creating this
Well, I wish it would stop.
shit. How many times are you pooping a day?
You know, it's usually not until like it's usually more so during the morning to afternoon. Like probably I would say it's a lot between like 5 a.m. and like noontime, literally. And then
Are you waking up to poop?
Well, I wake up usually around 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Just I don't know. For the past couple of years, it's always been that way.
Holy shit, that's something else to talk about.
Yeah, that's more so. That kind of goes back to my brain injury.
Really?
But, yeah. I don't know why exactly, but it's like a form of insomnia of some sort.
God damn those Samoans.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. So there's a product out there that I'm going to recommend for you. That remember when I said, Sean, thank you for fixing my poop?
Oh yeah.
It's kefir. And it costs $2.50 at the store.
All right, I'm gonna have to look into it.
You drink a cup of it's a probiotic yogurt drink. It's the best
I
thing.
can't.
What?
I can't drink. I can't do that right now.
What?
The sugar.
There's an organic version of it.
All right, I'll have to look into it.
Okay. You shouldn't go so drastic. If you were like eating Del Taco every day, which I'm not saying that you were, to okay, I'm gonna start a ketogenic diet and then
No. I looked into it and the diarrhea is normal. Like it technically says it should happen.
probably because y'all people think that it's normal, and then you get it in your brain, and your brain tells your fucking bowels, we got some diarrhea going on.
Y'all people? What do you mean by y'all people?
You people, you know what I'm talking about.
No, well, the whole idea behind the diet is high fats and low carbs, low sugars. So just avoid carbohydrates and avoid sugars for. Ideally, you want to avoid it for, I think, like up to a couple of days if you can, and then you want to slowly work in maybe brown rice and like whole grain wheats.
But you're supposed to avoid all that stuff altogether, though. I mean,
well, you can't. I know, but there's also an idea behind it. I've looked into it a little bit, and I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I've only been doing it for 4 days, so I don't know what's true and what's not, but. It's also not too good to, like you're saying, don't just jump right into it because your kidneys aren't used to it, and it can mess up. It can mess up like the insulin in your liver, and
that doesn't make any sense to me. So all of a sudden you start doing something that's more healthy for your body, and your body's like, "Oh no, I can't fucking take this." Like that doesn't.
Well, it's kind of like
sense to me at all.
It's kind of like what happened when people went on the Atkins diet.
I mean, is your diet really that more drastic than it was before you started it? I mean, what were you eating before you started it?
No, I wasn't eating.
You were eating bonbons and fucking popcorn all day long. I mean, like,
no, I wasn't overeating. Well, because remember, I've been working out. I just hit my 3-month mark on the 10th.
Right.
So
you started when this podcast started. You're like, I gotta, it's time to shape.
Exactly. So I just hit the 3 month mark, and at the 3 month mark is when I started pretty much the ketosis. I actually started on the 7th, but shit, what was I saying? What were we just talking about?
Tell me, what did you eat today? How did your meals go today?
Okay. So this morning for breakfast, I had 3 scrambled eggs with spinach and spinach, onions, and cheese. Then I had with water or with black coffee. Then I had pistachios. All throughout the day, I had water, and then I had pistachios for a snack. Then had I went to work out. Then I had pistachios for a snack, and then I had my BCAAs. And then I got home and I had tuna with spinach and mustard, no mayo. Then
No mayo.
no mayo. Then I had.
Would you normally like mayo?
I'm hit or miss on it. I don't need it, but sometimes if I'm feeling froggy,
then just jump.
Yep. I also like Miracle Whip too. Ooh boy.
All right, that's great.
With salami sandwiches? Oh man. Anyways, that's another subject.
Wait, excuse me? Did you say Miracle Whip with salami sandwiches? Yeah. Isn't Miracle Whip like the marshmallow spread?
No, that's Cool Whip. Or you're thinking of Jiffy Whip? Something like that. You're thinking you're not. No, it's not. It's.
I'm thinking masturbation lube. All right. Anyways, go ahead.
But and then let's see, the tuna, spinach, and with mustard. Then I had chicken breast, and then tonight for dinner I actually kind of treated myself and had all beef hot dog, bacon wrapped all beef hot dog, and had 3 of those.
Sounds like you ate a lot of food today.
Yes, but it's all protein.
And so what part, I mean, because you look kind of drained, but I just have this crazy feeling that your mind is playing a trick on you.
Well, I'm just drained because I'm just not used to it. Like, I feel like probably like around day 6 or 7, I'll probably get my energy back, because theoretically you should require less sleep and whatnot. Like, I haven't napped. That's one thing I haven't done since I've done it. Since I've started, I haven't napped during the day. The first day I did, but the last 3 days I haven't napped. Like, I lay down to nap and I can't fall asleep for some reason. I don't know if it's the hunger pains.
Well, it's tough to. I think the biggest challenge is the mental part of it. Like, I can't do. I haven't what I normally do. And
I haven't felt full since Tuesday. Like, no matter how much
you ate like 7 times today. So
I know. No matter how much I eat, I don't feel satisfied. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I felt full, but I don't feel satisfied. Like, I feel like I can continue to eat. I can eat as much as I want. I might get sick, but I don't feel full. Like, it's almost like I can feel like the process eating away the fat, like in the areas where I'm trying to get rid of the fat.
See, I think that's your brain.
No, yeah, that's definitely
talking to your stomach. But your stomach's talking to your body.
My hunger pains is not my brain. That's
you know that the amount of bacteria that we have in our gut, which immediately reacts to anything that we put in our body, that has a lot to do with our mental well-being and our emotional well-being and the way our brain functions, our body functions. There's more different types of bacteria in our gut than there are human beings in the world, which is kind of hard to wrap your brain around. And I have trouble even saying that because I don't know if it's true or not, but we keep hearing it. That's why probiotics are very important. If you're going on this ketogenic diet, You might want to get on a probiotic. Like, hold on, let me grab my kefir out of the fridge and show you what it looks like so you can get it. Even though it's a little dairy, it's a little sugar. Even if you can't find the organic version, just do it. I mean, it'll help you, especially in this first couple weeks. But there is an organic version that is not lactate toast intolerant, or it's like 99% lactose. Hold on, let me get it for you.
Sweet.
So this is what it looks like. Kefir.
Lifeway?
Lifeway, yeah.
And you drink the whole thing, or you drink half? What do you do?
You drink a quarter of this.
How does
I drink a quarter of this every day. It's a quart. It's 4 cups. I drink a cup of it every day. And it's well, I could read it. What is kefir? Kefir is a tart, tangy, creamy, cultured milk smoothie that contains live and active probiotic cultures and is high in protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Refreshing and effervescent, it has been popular in Eastern Europe for more than 2,000 years. So it's the champagne of dairy. 12 different live culture biotics are right here. It looks like 21, but it's 12. Lightly sweetened and 99% lactose free. So you're all good. You're all good in the neighborhood.
All right, I'll have to look into it. Just because only because you're recommending it.
I'm telling you.
If it was a commercial that I was watching, I probably wouldn't buy the product. But just because you're recommending it.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up. Our newest sponsor is actually kefir.
They just hit you on the Twitter.
It's a cultured low-fat milk smoothie. You drink a cup of it a day, and your poop is hard as it needs to be. Not hard as a rock, but it flows like the Niagara. And it's like a little tapeworm in your toilet.
It extends the prostate by approximately.
No, I think it'll help you out in your situation right now because I have problems.
Wasn't your problem not going though?
No.
Oh.
So my problem was
explosive.
I get lung infections, and then I got a crazy antibiotic. I was taking these antibiotics because I get crazy lung infections. But it wasn't prescribed by a doctor. It was prescribed by Jessica's mom. And it fucked up my gut bacteria.
Ooh.
And I didn't poop straight for like 3 months. It was bad. Like I'd have to pull over the work truck and run into Carl's Jr. and like splatter.
You had like Crohn's?
I don't know what it was.
IBS?
I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm diagnosing it as IBS.
Something like that. But that could also have to do with your gut bacteria and...
Exactly. And it led to irritable bowel. Whoa.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah, irritable bowel syndrome. There you go.
But any damn who. But the kefir really fixed it. And I was worried because it was like January, February, March, May came around, and it's like splatter, splatter. And granted, I drink a lot of beer, and sometimes it just happens anyways. Even though I eat pretty good.
Beer squirts.
I noticed that when I drink different kinds of beer, like if I have an OE and then I have an IPA and then I have a Bud Light and then I have a fucking one something else, it's like, okay, that's gonna equal squirts the next day. But if I just stick with one beer, then I'm fine. So this is a lesson to beer drinkers out there too. We're really going places this episode.
Yep.
We're getting into some shit.
We're deep. We're deep in it.
We're digging deep into shit and gut bacteria. So yeah, that's what I've noticed. With if I drink a couple different types of beer, then whatever. I had a really good one yesterday. When I went on vacation, it took me a couple days to get my gut bacteria. And actually, we just ordered some probiotics from On It,
Uh-huh.
which is it might be in the mailbox right now. We haven't tried it yet, but I'll give you guys a full report, poop report.
The poop report.
The poop report. But yeah, no, it's important, man. I mean, people it might think it's funny, but a lot of people struggle with this shit. And I was really worried. Like, I was looking up. That's the worst thing you can do is Google like diarrhea from like if you Google diarrhea for months, you're like fucking stomach cancer or something. And I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to tell my fucking wife I have stomach cancer or some shit, or colon cancer or like what? But then Sean's like, hey, Sean gave me a cup of this. Okay, when I was over there late night one night, and I was like, man, I haven't been pooping logs.
Sean
I think I said this. No, the other Sean.
Okay.
And I was like, I haven't been pooping logs. I don't even know how we got on the topic.
We're just talking about my bowel movements, and then it transferred onto that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a common thing. It happens every day for everyone.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed about it. I just didn't know.
Unless you're a Komodo dragon.
But yeah, my ass is raw right now from wiping. It hurts.
Do you have the regular toilet paper or like the?
I'm a
What?
no, I'm a what is it? Angel Soft person. Cute ply, but right now I think we have like this single ply Scotch shit that's like oof, brutal. There's a couple things you don't like skimp on. Toilet paper, toothpaste.
Well, you know what I need the wipes.
Your weed.
Well, you can't skip on the weed.
Yeah, you can't skip on them. But the wipes.
I need the wipes. I need them.
Yeah, but you can't just go all wipes. You have to like follow up
so
with toilet paper or
you
like
send the front line in, like, you know, D-Day. It was the African Americans. You send them in. That's the toilet paper. That's the dry stuff.
right.
That you just. I don't even know why I said that. But,
and I don't know. I just agreed. Yeah. I didn't realize we were
that was
going.
a bad analogy. But I mean, it happened. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
What the hell, Travis? What the hell?
Okay, I'm not. I didn't put him. I didn't send him. That's just what happened. Okay, so you send in the front line, which is the clean dry paper. Okay.
Yeah.
You get all the mess, the initial mess out. You get all the clumpy stuff. But the problem with that is that with the papers you leave behind like a paper trail, as you would, and it's clumpy. And I actually figured this out on my own because obviously I work in the construction industry. I'm walking probably 5 to 10 miles on some days in like hot, moist environments where these little fabrics and papers get stuck in your bunghole, and they got little shards of poop on them. And what happens is it creates a rash because your butt cheeks are rubbing as you walk the 10 miles, and you've got the little pieces of paper. So here I am, a little piece of bunghole. And it spreads. And I used to get these really bad rashes during the summer, and I didn't know what happened. Well, another thing is construction workers, you got to clip your asshole hair too.
We're getting dirty.
I'm glad we're getting to the bottom of all this stuff. All right. So the problem is that the get stuck in your asshole hair. You got to clip that shit.
Dingleberries?
Yeah. Because you know what happens to that too? You're walking around all day long in the heat. It's moist. Your butt cheeks are hot, and it's sweaty down there. And then it's the sweat and the poop and the toilet paper are all mixing, and it's just not a good creation. And what happens is you develop a little rash near your bunghole, and that rash starts spreading. It dives down and through and up to your ball sack, and then I'm telling you this.
No,
I'm
I'm
telling you
only
this from
laughing. I'm
experience.
only laughing because I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it took me a long time to figure this out. That I had to clip.
Every guy that's listening right now knows exactly what you're talking about.
So what happens is this rash, because of the bunghole and the sweat and the toilet paper particles, it starts creeping as you walk. Every mile, every 50 steps that you walk, there's the friction, and it happens with the sweat and the moistness. Moist Day Club, shout out.
No,
And then
I don't want to be associated. We are not associated with this conversation. We are not.
Anyways, you get the picture. But no, I've had it really bad before, to where I had to like figure this shit out, because it came up in my inner thigh and like all up near, like it was bad. And I didn't know how to prevent it. And you can't just throw powder on the morning and expect it to work. This shit doesn't
bro,
work.
have you heard about like the newfound study that says talcum powder causes cancer? And like the legal and the civil suit that's going on with it?
What?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Say what? Yeah.
That is not.
I used to be a huge fan of baby powder.
Yeah. I mean, my dad told me to do that when I was getting the rashes, but it never worked. I don't know. Because the rash was already there, and we're Italian, we got some undercarriage.
I would remember during football practice, the chafing on the inner thighs and the inner, like the groin area. Oh man.
Yeah, and we didn't even have hair down there back then.
Oh no, I'm talking about in college. In college. It would be in college. Oh, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it would happen in Pop Warner too. It's just chafing, just like the skin constantly rubbing against each other. But oh man.
So it's important. Asshole health is important too. It's just like gut health and diet health.
And
it's right up there.
And make sure you always have a dry pair of socks on.
Really?
Yeah. You don't want to get a trench foot.
Is that so you could wipe your butt in case you run out of toilet paper?
No, I mean, I was just giving another tip.
Well, I'm glad that we went over that, and hopefully we never have to address that again.
Yes.
What
do we got going?
Well, let's get into some fun stuff. So your boy Hillary Clinton.
My boy? How about your boy Trump?
He seems to be standing upright. He seems to be doing fine.
Hey, how about him calling Obama the founder of ISIS?
What?
Yeah, you haven't watched news the past 2 days?
No, I'm telling you, I don't watch news. I don't watch news. I am completely in the dark. Yes. So tell me how NBC is spinning some of his stuff. Because, all right, you have to realize that this guy is standing at a podium every day saying shit. So he's going to say some fucked up shit. You got to give him at least like 20% benefit of the doubt that he's going to say some stupid shit. Because
no, you don't give him the benefit of the doubt.
You give Hillary Clinton the benefit of the doubt?
No, I think the email shit is stupid. But okay, so she fucked up on it. I could care less personally about it.
So you give her a pass, and then you don't give there like a federal investigation. The FBI is going after him now. But
listen, if she goes after her, if they go after her, cool. Then she gets convicted. Then it happens.
So if she gets convicted, would you flip your stance on her?
No, I would still much rather her be in office than what's it called. And I believe that the investigation is getting launched into one of her aides, not into her. Well, it's into the foundation, but they're investigating one of one of the aides that was a volunteer, not even a, what's it called? So, but even so, whatever, the emails thing is stupid to me. I don't, yes, it's national security and whatever, but I honestly, if I could have my way, I'd have Bernie Sanders, running still, but that's obviously not going to happen.
What do you think about the people that ruined Bernie Sanders' post that like kind of took the mic away from him? Do you think that was right?
You mean the Black Lives Matter protest?
Yeah.
Oh, no, but that's what a protest is, and he understood. Like, he used to be part of protest. Protests aren't supposed to be like uniformed and like structured. Like, they are meant to disturb and disrupt people's normal lives. That's the whole purpose of a protest, to raise as much awareness as possible.
Well, how you going? Like that meme is with the black chick that's like, how you going?
I don't know.
How are you gonna step up and take the mic away from a potential presidential candidate who is for your cause, and take the spotlight away from him, who could potentially nationally bring more attention to your cause, and now you're stepping up and you're taking the mic away from him?
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of silly.
It also got him airtime, right? According to Donald Trump, no media is bad media, or all publicity is good publicity. Still got us talking about it. I mean, yeah, it sucks, and she did step all over her point, but that's what tends to happen. That's what happens when there's no actual leader of a movement, and you just let anybody be a leader. There's the Black Lives movement. The Black Lives Matter movement definitely has its problems, but at least it's trying to do something. It's not just sitting back and letting stuff still happen.
So you haven't seen the latest video? Is there a way that we could put it up? If I give it to you,
I might be able to, but it'll probably be what's it called? Super lag.
Super lag.
Yeah.
Well,
we could put it up on the Facebook page.
I think I did.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, I think you did too. The one in Missouri, right?
Yeah, Ferguson. Shout out to my boy Fake, who's actually living in Ferguson he's originally from there, but one of the best MCs that I know. He's gonna come on someday. He's agreed to come on, at least talk about some stuff. Just got to get him at the right time. Shout out to Feek. And I mean, it's and like you said, there's no leader for this movement. There's just people standing on the street trying to block traffic, hollering at people. I mean, there's a way to protest, and then there's a way to get run over. I don't know how else to put it.
I mean, the only thing I do disagree with the whole stopping of the freeway or stopping of the streets is that it could potentially mean the life and death of somebody that's either needs the paramedics or is in the paramedics or is being held against their will and preventing police from getting there. But again, it sucks because that's what a protest is. It's supposed to disrupt. That's why now they actually recommend that you get a permit for protests, so that way you can have the police out there to protect you. But
well, that's I know it's a slippery slope. That's how the government wants you to protest.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not of that in that realm of thinking, but there's got to be other, and I kind of do side with them that the police need to stop killing people, right? So how do we do that?
Well, okay, it's not obviously.
One way to not do that, you're not going to stop police killing people by blocking traffic. I mean, we gotta be smarter about this.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's. I don't think it's constructive to the cause, but I don't think that's gonna make police kill people. I think, obviously, a big problem is the shooting deaths that police are responsible for. I mean, we're the only country that has it happen. And if if a suspect does have a gun, more like he should and he pulls it out, he should die. I would be shooting. The problem is when the suspect doesn't have a weapon. And how do other countries how do other countries handle those situations? Like that's the only thing. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me. Is there? I mean, and it's not necessarily maybe the individual police officer's fault. Maybe it goes back to training, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. But again, if other countries that are just as advanced as ours are able to subdue criminals when they don't even I don't think police officers in England carry guns. They have special.
They don't. Well, there's also not as many guns.
Right. No. Yeah, I understand. I understand why that does work. But I mean, what does that tell? I mean, a lot of the criminals that are in the justice system right now have been found to have, most of them, or a lot of them have mental, some kind of mental instability or chemical imbalance that, is either going to lead to them being a lifetime criminal, which is what happens now, or in other countries they actually get the help and mental treatment that they need and are usually able to re-enter society at a high more success rate than here in the U.S. The recidivism rate here in the U.S. is ridiculous compared to other countries.
And that's mostly because of drug laws, I believe. A lot of it is.
Definitely. Most of the criminals, and that's one of the arguments against Bill Clinton. It wasn't really Hillary Clinton, but Bill Clinton.
Have you heard Joe Rogan's famous quote about this whole thing that we're talking about right now?
Yeah. Oh, like his whole little spiel on it?
No. It's his pinned tweet that he's had for a couple of years now, and I'll read it to you. This country has a mental health problem disguised as a gun problem and a tyranny problem disguised as a security problem. So the mental health problem is pretty much what is creating these gun violence acts, these murders.
Right.
And the tyranny problem means that the government is spying on us when they don't really need to be spying on regular American citizens. That's disguised as the security problem.
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword. You can't ask for the government or the people in charge to be more responsible and protect you, and then once, don't get me wrong, I don't know what the solution is to the problem either, but after 9/11, everyone's like, oh, you got to protect us, what is he supposed to, what was the government supposed to do other than enact laws that allowed them to essentially monitor emails? How many attacks? I mean, I guess you can only go off of what the government tells you when they say they've stopped attacks from happening, but that's the problem. You don't hear about the attacks that have been stopped. You only hear about the ones that have been successful. So,
well, if you do your homework, you hear about ones that have been stopped. The no-fly list apparently has stopped over 150 potential terrorist attacks since 9/11. the no-fly list and the TSA, but and there's a lot of them that we didn't hear about. But still, it's I mean, do we really have for the American public? Do we really have a security issue for?
For me personally, I don't necessarily think that we do. But if you listen to Donald Trump and what he's espousing, apparently we're like this close to like civil war.
Well, I'm sorry that you listen to Donald Trump all the time.
No, I don't. I listen to the news. That's all you hear. Like
no, no, I don't hear the news at all. So I think I'm.
Well,
I like the fact that I don't listen to any major news on the TV at all, and I think maybe you should turn some of that stuff off and just search some internet.
I do, but the problem is you come across websites like Breitbart and then the Drudge Report, and then
they got some good stuff. I mean, you can't.
They're right now trying to push a theory that Hillary Clinton might be like mentally unstable and might have some kind of brain or neurological issue.
Well, I mean, how do we know that she doesn't?
There we go. Okay, I can't.
How do we know that she doesn't? Just because they're able to prop her up at a podium, she's able to talk.
Because when any pictures or any like, you could slice video or pictures to make it look like anything. Like
John McCain could barely fucking function, and
he's still alive. What do you mean? And he's still a senator of Arizona.
We don't know what his health is like right now.
He's still trying to fight to be the senator of Arizona. He's in the
Well, he probably has the best health care available. That doesn't mean that you're qualified to run the country in the last 10 years of your life, last 20 years of your life, where you're barely hanging on by a thread. You're geriatric, fucking rolling around in a wheelchair. Doesn't mean you're qualified to run the country.
Well, I mean, Ronald Reagan ran it in the last years of his life.
And he did a fine job.
I
don't know.
Those 17 tax.
You know what? A lot of people argue that he turned the economy around. A lot of people argue that. I don't know.
Yeah, you know how he did that? He raised taxes 17 times. That's how he did it.
Republicans don't raise taxes.
Yeah,
I think
okay. Tell that to him, and tell that to George H. Bush that followed him. They both raised taxes because the tax cuts that he initiated in his first term weren't working out. The trickle-down economics weren't working out. And you can also thank him for the current state of California. Well, not the current state, but the dumbing down of California's educational system as well.
Man, California's been in a fucking downward spiral for 20 years. You can't blame that shit on anyone.
Yes, you can. You can blame it directly on him. And when he was the governor of California, he affected the way that public schools got funded. I wrote my thesis on it, so I know.
Well, all right. Well, expand on it then.
Okay. Basically, he basically enacted that your local housing, the taxes from your houses, is what goes into supporting local schools. So what did that do? That basically put all the lower income housing area, all the lower income schools at a funding disadvantage, which has led to their state of antiquity with technology. That's why you got laptops and iPads in Beverly Hills, and you still got paper and pencil in Inglewood or Compton or Watts or.
They have to have some kind of computer there.
Well, that's excluding the magnet schools, and they might have computers there, but they're not giving them to the students to use for the year, or they don't have computers for every class.
Well, I guess it kind of goes, if you can afford the education, then you get that education.
But okay, how can you? Does the schools own education? Like, that's what the whole premise of hacking on the internet is built behind. That information should be free. Like, why are you charging people Like even when the original state universities were set up for California, they were set up to be free institutions. What you're really paying for when you're paying your tuition each year, you're paying for all the extracurricular activities that get added on. So like you're upgrading food services. You're basically paying for the beautification of the campus. You're not paying for the education.
Well, that's fucked up because you know what? The kids are the most important part.
Agreed. But then how do you get that $1 billion stadium at Alabama, or like that's what ends up happening. Like the focus of what makes the money ends up getting skewed, because one college football game on a Saturday can bring in more money than a grant that one science or science department might win in a research thing. But not all universities have that kind of football support, but they're trying to build up their program to be able to do that.
I think a big problem is that people that want to be involved in local politics just want to have their face seen and want to act like they have some sort of power, I guess if you would, and maybe they don't have the town or the county or even the state's best interest at mind. And they're not going to make decisions that are going to better, especially the kids. And I've had this like thing for kids lately. Even when I see them out in public, like someone else's kids, I know it sounds weird, and I feel weird because I want to like hang out with people's kids, but not that I want to touch them or do anything weird.
No, but, it doesn't.
In today's weird world, that is a something that I have to worry about. I mean, we didn't worry about that shit when we were growing up. When we saw a cool adult, that was a cool adult. He's gonna fucking give us a lollipop. We weren't worried about him like taking us into his van. I mean, there was just cool adults back when we were kids. Granted, there were some creepers too, but they weren't at the forefront. And I feel like every time I'm in a public place and I'm looking at someone's kid, I'm just like looking at him, admiring, like, oh, there's a little kid there. Like I feel like they're looking at me like I'm a creep.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but do you hear what you're saying? Like, I mean,
I don't think
you can't just sit there. You can't sit there and be like at the kid. Like you got, if you're gonna do it, I guess, like kind of just like do it in passing. Don't just like take a seat.
I'm taking pictures and I'm writing emails.
Oh my god, that's it.
I'm making Facebook profiles for them.
They got the Facebook facial recognition software.
So no, I guess we kind of bird walked off the topic here, but the kids are the most important thing, and we should want what is best for our kids. So maybe these inner city people, and I mean, there's been a lot of accounts of these inner city council people and stuff like that siphoning money out when it could have gone to other places. There's a lot of that going on, especially the city of Bell, Carson. The list goes on. It's in Orange, actually in LA County. There's a lot of that going on. I feel like the funds that are allocated to these counties. I mean, it's LA County. Do you act like they don't have money coming in, and you think Beverly Hills is taking all the money, or is that coming from the parents? I mean, the county has to be producing some of the money. So why aren't these kids getting? And I'm not saying they deserve iPads or whatever, but we know that they are not getting the same kind of education that someone in Beverly Hills or wherever the fucking The
Well,
Kardashians live.
that's partly because, damn it, I forgot my train of thought because you're in the middle of talking.
So you said that people in Beverly Hills have iPads.
Oh,
And then,
well, it's not even so much that they need iPads, but like when you're assigning homework that involves the internet and you actually having to have the internet, a computer at home, like that's kind of a luxury for a lot of inner city kids. Like it's not uncommon. And I'm not trying to make it always sound like a third world country, but that is a luxury. Like not everyone has access to the internet. So how do you then assign homework that you have to do on the internet? Like that, as a kid, like why would that even make you want to go to school or make you want to try? Like it's just another compounding problem that is added onto the kid. When you start having to make, especially kids in elementary school, have to pay for things in order for them to be involved, it wipes out. It already that alone already creates an unequal opportunity, and sometimes it is a matter of if you can afford it or not. But then you can't tell somebody to be happy with their current situation and try to make it better, try to improve themselves when they're not given any of the tools from the very beginning. If they're given the tools and they just go astray at some point in their life, that's one thing. But if they're not given the tools from an early age or have the parents or the authority figures above them that can tell them anything, like what's going to happen once that kid hits their teens or starts hitting the age where they're starting to make adult decisions?
well, that's another thing that really bums me out is that there's a lot of bad parents out there.
Yep.
In both the wealthy and the unwealthy community. I mean, the wealthy community, the bad parents, they're able to pay for someone else to raise their kid, which is not right. Some of the poor communities, they have kids with no intention of raising them. Some of them, I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying a lot of them, and it sucks. That it really breaks my heart to see stuff like that. Like, I can give you for instance, in Bakersfield, it's hot as fuck out here. You see two adults sitting in a car, one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. Little girl in the back seat, windows down, AC's probably not working in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I have to assume because I don't know.
Right.
And they're just
but
sitting there. They're just sitting there. I'm on my lunch break, sitting. I'm eating my sandwich and chips and shit. My air conditioned car, and I'm sitting there watching the whole time. Like they're like, I don't know, man. And I just feel like bad for the kid in the back seat, who's probably about TJ's age. And it breaks my heart. I want to go and take that kid out of the car because for a half hour they're sitting there in the sun, and the kid can't be comfortable. Not only that, it's facing the wrong way. You're not supposed to have a front-facing kid, and then I guess after a certain age and weight, it's okay. But it didn't look like it was for me. I don't know. Who am I to judge?
Well, I mean, that kind of goes. It does kind of go to that, like, no matter what another person's situation is, like, yeah, I'm sure the kid would be much happier in like a brand new car with air conditioning and stuff like that. But I bet if you took that kid would cry and cry and cry and want its parents.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's it's kind of like a weird. Well, not weird. I mean, it's the dynamic of a kid and a parent. The Sean is coming in, but it's all right. We'll just ignore him. He's not. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Yeah, all good.
But
we're holding it down.
yeah. So
All
with
good.
kids, it's tricky because a lot of them would rather endure their situation than be separated from their parents in a lot of the situation. But the crappy part is the kid was not asked to be brought into the world. It was the parents' decision. And I feel like it's much like a lot of them know that it's not a good situation for them to probably bring the kid into the world, but they're so selfish with the decision of what it would take to not bring the kid into the world that, and them not being able to live with that decision. But
Well,
I don't think they don't look at the bigger picture.
So and to add on to exactly what you're saying, and not to cut you off, but to just emphasize that point a little more is, and I caught some shit on Twitter for posting this shit because I have like 1,900 followers on Twitter, and most of them
ballin'.
big ballin', but most of them they follow me for my MMA insight, and then occasionally. I'm glad I have Mercury's cast now because I'm trying to separate the two. But I posted the question, and Ava out there, if she listens to the podcast, she's like 2 seconds from blocking me again at any given time.
Shout out Ava.
Shout out Ava. I posted the question, and it's referring to Syria and the civil war there. Okay, so when me and my wife decided to have a kid, it's under like, and I want to have another kid. My wife's like, no, shit needs to be in order. Like, we ain't in order fucking yet. We ain't in order fucking yet.
Yeah.
Right. But imagine if you were in a war-torn country like Syria, where you have a civil war and there's fucking mortars going off every day, or I don't know where you live, but like shit's just fucked up. Like, do you want to bring another human into this world like that? I mean, and that's a philosophical question that I was asking on Twitter, and she came at me like fucking tough. Like, how dare you ask that? Like pretty much taking the side of the woman's choice to, yeah, you bring lives into this world when you want, but philosophically, I mean, we don't eat. We're asking the question: do we have enough money, or if we can get enough government assistance to have another baby? Okay, these people in these war-torn countries in the Middle East and in Africa, I mean, they don't have any birth control, so a lot of time it might not be even an option. But I mean, it's a crazy philosophical question, nonetheless, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I see where you're coming from. It's I mean, you're kind of I don't. It's not necessarily eugenics, is what you're talking about, but you're.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has
no, that's what I
everything to do with bringing a life into a unfavorable situation.
Well, yeah, no, I was saying that it's not that, because at first that's where my head was going. But no, it's not that. I was talking to myself.
Well, it kind of goes. It kind of, but you're not wrong by your brain going that route, because you're not actually wrong.
The tricky part is what else are they supposed to be doing when they're just bunkered in and like in shelter? Like, you got a wife for a reason, right? Like,
you know,
and there. I mean, I've never been to Syria, so I don't know exactly how advanced like they were like before the war broke out, in terms of if they you know, where they were just a modern society. But like right now, what are they?
I don't think they were. I think they were mostly like what's going on right now is two different forms of Muslims fucking
Well,
fighting.
basically, where I was going with that was, I believe like they still needed large families to help support. Like they still believed in the large family to help support the greater, not necessarily greater good, but more people working to help support the family.
God damn it, King. That is the best answer I think I have heard yet. Because who else is gonna? That is, you know what? You hit the nail on the head.
Well, it's just
Even though you're gonna have a baby in a fucked up situation, but who else is gonna? If you don't have any more babies to help out your cause, then who's gonna help your cause?
right.
You're all gonna die, and
It
your cause is gonna be gone.
basically becomes like a lineage issue.
See, that's why I'm glad that we are doing this together.
Yeah, we talk it out. Talk it out. Talk it out. Talk it out. Talk it out.
You know, I'm not even gonna bring up the stuff I was gonna bring up because we've already talked about ass movements and like we've already gone deep.
I got. You want to hear my? You want to hear my subject notes? Keto diet, Travis's butthole, Donald Trump and Hillary, Black Lives Matter, Travis loves the kids, political corruption, and raising kids.
Boom. All right, you know what? This I've been saying. You know, all right. I'm gonna save this funny question because I feel like I'm gonna take us from these deep, dark, or controversial, and even anger-filled situations to a funny question, and then we're gonna go North Korea, and then we're gonna go shout-outs, and then get the hell out of here because we're already over an hour. Believe it or not.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're talking about buttholes. Pee break. Pause. I'm gonna cut this part out. I'll cut it out when time flies when you're talking about buttholes. I have the funniest question, and you're gonna be grossed out or you're gonna be embarrassed, but it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna take a pee, and just brace yourself. All right.
All right.
It's gonna get weird.
It's gonna get weird.
Actually, hey, look for a North Korea current news story,
All right.
and maybe you can read it this time,
All right. Let's see.
or send it to the message board, and I'll read it. All right. We've had a couple viewers.
Okay. All right, I got a couple of stories for North Korea.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Let's do the funny question first.
Okay. So, Travis, what's your funny question?
Kenny, are you a squirter or a blobber?
I would say squirter, I guess.
Oh, damn it! I'm so jealous.
you're just a.
I'm a dribbler.
You're just a.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah, I've definitely hit my car roof before.
What?
Yeah.
No way. I have to hear. You can't say that without telling a story.
It was simple. I was just getting domed in the front seat of my car.
Well, most people, that is like a foreign. Yeah.
Well,
Hitting the roof?
And like I didn't really know what to do, if I should tell her or not. And so like I just kind of like pushed her head out of the way. And as I pushed her head out of the way, it just like and like hit my visor and like
No fucking way. You're like the male equivalent of a squirter.
Oh, that's why I said squirter.
All right, I'm mostly blobber, but
no joke, I'd probably take a chick's eyes out if it like boom. Oh yeah.
You are in the wrong industry. Let me just burn your microphone, throw the headphones away. The video camera, just throw it in the pool. You don't need that shit anymore.
No, I need the video camera.
All right, you need the video camera. Wow.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking like, oh, I'm gonna embarrass him with this question. You're like, no, I'm blowing fucking car roof lids off.
I did not say that.
Oh, I mean, basically.
It happened, but nobody was hurt in the process of any of that.
In the making of the movie.
Well, this chick has 5 medals right now from this Olympics. This Katie Ledecky person. Oh, speaking of that, are we done with the discussing question?
Well, I didn't answer. I didn't get mine, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you were. I thought you said you were a little blobber.
Hey, you stop that right now.
Little clip plunk.
But the good thing about me is that when we started to try to have a baby, it only took like a month. So I may be a blogger. I'm an occasional semi-shooter. You know,
but you're
depending on
but you're potent is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
You're fully loaded.
My blob is legit. It's fucking. Anyways. It didn't go as. It ended up being weird for me. I thought it was going to be weird for you. It ended up being weird for me.
Sometimes it backfires.
Yeah, I thought I was going to catch you off guard. You're like, no, I'd be blowing fucking. I'd be making convertibles with my shit.
Well, I think you psyched yourself out when I wasn't sure what question you were asking, and I just answered it.
It's a funny question, though, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good transition point for us when we go deep. Yep. Especially if we get a guest on and everyone's yelling, all right, it's going to be, all right, funny question time.
Yeah, that's definitely one I'll keep in the back pocket.
I bet Sean's a squirter or a shooter.
What would make you say this? You look at him and that's what you think? Is that what
he just seems like a shooter. I don't know.
You brought it up, so I'm just wondering.
He gives off the shooter aura. You never looked at someone and you're like, that guy's a blobber for sure.
No, I've looked at somebody who's like, yeah, their breath stinks, or like and like never, not even close to their breath, but they just look like they breath stink.
No, when I look at someone, I'm like, okay, they're tall, they have brown hair, probably a shooter. They're short, probably a blobber. I don't know.
It happens.
Anyways, what the hell's going on in North Korea right now?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Travis. So, a little bit of positive news, we'll say, with North Korea. They finally won their first gold medal ever.
No fucking way.
Yeah, they won their first gold medal, and it came by way of weightlifting, women's weightlifting, 75 kilograms, Group A. They only provided, I don't know if it's her first or last name, or if she's like Prince and only has one, but it's a female named Rim, R-I-M.
R-I-M?
Yeah. And
female named R-I-M. Is there an article that you could read for us?
Let's see. North Korea is competing in the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, from the 5th. See, that doesn't say anything.
I'm surprised they even made the qualifications for any category, because despite what they want you to believe, they aren't good at anything.
Yeah, right. Have you seen those little suckers play table tennis?
No, China owns that market. They probably. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, no. So they have that gold, and then they have two silvers in weightlifting, one in shooting, and then one in table tennis so far.
So here's an ethical question that maybe the whole world should be asking ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Should participants of a country should a country be allowed to have participants that are so far oppressed? I mean, should we even I know it's kind of like a privileged thing to say because we have so much freedom, but should we even allow them to have all right, I guess the answer is yes, but
yeah, I don't know how they determine who qualifies. I mean, because they are technically a hostile country, so I don't.
They just declared war. We went in episode 18, I think. They just declared war on the U.S. and the whole entire world. So,
and now for the negative news of North Korea. Apparently, North Korea, the Telegram news paper, I guess, online article reads North Korea. The headline reads North Korea feeds workers crystal meth to speed up skyscraper project. Cause that's safe. We got a bunch of tweakers working on your project, on your 70-story skyscraper, by the way.
well, that's sad. It's that they don't even know they're tweaking. They're just.
So the article goes on to say, it says North Korean workers are being given methamphetamine-based drugs in hopes that it will speed up a major construction project, according to reports. Project managers in the city of Pyongyang are said to be under so much pressure to finish a job on time that they've resorted to openly providing builders with drugs. Nicknamed ICE, it is a form of powerful stimulant methamphetamine, which is known as crystal meth. When snorted or inhaled crystal meth, and it just goes on to kind of say what the effects are. And hundreds of thousands of North Koreans have been roped into to finish the what? Hundreds of thousands? How big is this damn? Well, either way, it says hundreds of thousands have been roped into to finish the projects, which consists of 70-floor skyscraper and more than 60 apartment blocks. Oh, so it's like almost a city that they're trying to build.
Right, but all right. There's a number of problems. Here. First of all, they've already built a lot of these skyscrapers, and they don't have electricity in them already. Like, they build them and they neglect them. The second thing, and maybe this new one is going to be like a showcase, like, Imperial Army is very grateful. Whatever. The huge problem with giving your workforce meth, and from their side, it's probably good. They don't need to sleep, they don't need to eat, but those labor conditions are worse than almost not even paying someone to work for free, because the psychosis that you go through when you're on meth and you're not eating and you're working and you're not sleeping, that is a form of torture. Not even slavery, that's torture. So
Wow, it is basically like a gross domestic product for them.
yeah, they're using human beings as a means of like a gross domestic product. Yeah, like he said.
Well, it says North Korea has been producing methamphetamine to increase its funds since the 1970s. It was initially sold as medicine, but quickly became a hugely popular drug. It is produced in a state-run facility by underpaid chemists and sold both domestically and internationally.
Yeah, and also when you're on meth, you have no emotion. You have no rational thinking. It throws all your rational thinking out the window.
Yeah, if you're on meth, you're not thinking rationally for sure.
Yes. And also, you add that on top of being oppressed in a pretty much a communist society where you are trained to believe that the state is God. And then you throw meth and then poverty, extreme poverty, like it's not as war-torn poverty as Syria or Iran or like some of those other Afghanistan, but it's still extreme poverty. And so now you don't want to eat, you don't want to sleep, and the state is your god and you're on meth. You are basically a fucking human robot. So well done, North Korea.
Zombie.
That's what's going down in North Korea right now. You're a fucking zombie. It's a present day zombie.
Ooh,
Thank you very
apocalypse, boy. That's where it's gonna start. North Korea.
So, and we like to get involved with all these other countries, but we won't go over there or other countries in Africa. But we're already done with the downside. We can talk about that another time. Right now, it's time for some shout outs, and we got to get the hell out.
Yeah. Who you got? Who you shouting out? Other than Ava.
I don't think I've ever done a shout out for Pops, for my dad.
Bob?
Did I? Yeah.
Bob? Shout out Mr. Montgomery, Coach Montgomery.
Bob, Coach Montgomery. I think he's still coaching Little League to this day. He does.
What? That is so awesome.
Yeah, he still coaches.
Man, if it wasn't
Mr.
for
Mr. 70-year-old Bob Montgomery, who gave me my first set of tools and taught me how to be an electrician. That's how I provide for my family now. Shout out to Mr. Bob and his mustache.
And I don't know if he still has, I'm pretty sure he does, but he always had awesome trucks too.
Yeah, I traded him pretty much a dog for a truck. I gave him my dog that I raised, which is more awesome than the truck that he gave me. But it ended up working out because I needed a truck, and I used the truck. Yeah, when I moved to Bakersfield, you don't know who Timber is, do you?
No.
Timber is the shit. I will send you some pictures, or just add my mom.
Okay.
Timber's like the fucking coolest dog ever, and it wasn't so much that I couldn't bring him to Bakersfield because I probably could have, but he's like, I used to drop him off at my mom's house every day before I would go to work, and then him and my mom created a bond, and my mom's been through like some crazy shit, like bearing a child or two.
Right.
And so that's like her emotional companion.
Yeah.
So
that's what the little shit behind me was, wherever he's at now.
I couldn't tear those two apart. I'll get another dog. I'll raise another one. We're good. But Timber is the shit. Don't get me twisted. Timber is like the fucking coolest dog ever. He is. Eva. All right, who you got?
Let's see. Shout out to shout out to my mom for always holding it down. One way or another, she always comes through.
Sheila. Put it.
Shelly.
Oh, I don't know if you want to be Shelly. Same thing.
Yeah, shout out to her. Big ups to her.
Damn it. Why did I say
It's
that?
all good. She like I said, always holding it down.
I got the majority of the letters right.
Yep. No, you did. Don't dwell on it. It's been a while.
I know she cooks some bomb ass food though.
Hell yeah. Right now, I wouldn't be able to eat any of it right now. So, but
Oh, your ketosis.
yeah, that shit is.
Full circle back to the ketosis.
Yep. Oh, and also shout out to my grandfather too, and actually my grandparents. They're right now traveling the U.S. And,
yeah, we could spend a little time on that.
Yeah, these well, ever since I was young, like my grandparents have always been campers. They've always gone camping and have always had motorhomes. So they've always wanted to drive. Like they've driven across the country before, but that was to get from one state to another. They've always wanted to go like up through, and I don't know why, but like Wyoming and South Dakota, North Dakota, Cleveland. Like they're doing a whole little like 3-week trip.
Dude, why not? I want to do that right now. If I could afford it, if I had a camper, I would leave right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely on the Moist Day Club tour, promo tour, eventual time. I put it out in the universe that I was trying to aim to do it in May. Obviously, May has come and gone, but you know it'll manifest itself at some point.
Dude, episode 500, we'll have some sponsors and we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm done. Well, hopefully not 500, but definitely
200. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe not. Maybe we'll just be still talking to each other through a computer, and that'll be all right too, right?
Yeah. Whatever episode is by like March or April of next year. We'll try March or April next year.
Well, I'm not counting on getting sponsors anytime soon, but we could figure out how to make money some other ways.
Exactly. I'm getting ready to launch. Finally, good news. And I think I showed you, but did finish the strip talk. I know you said you want to do some audio work on it, but other than that, it's edited and from my end it's done. So look for that. Look for the introduction, or I don't even know what to really call it. It's more like a promo, I guess, for it.
Promo.
Yeah,
it's yep.
That's promo, not porno.
And porno too. We can do that right on the strip. I think that'd be a big seller.
I'm sure it would actually. It'd attract a lot of attention for sure.
All right, brother. Well, let's cut this one off. Episode 20 has been great. And next week, hopefully, we're going to do 2 podcasts with 2 different guests.
Awesome. If it's later in the week, it might be a little bit difficult for me because we do have the Moist Day Club summer music showcase.
Oh, you got that.
It's next weekend, but I need to get into town like probably around Thursday to start setting up and whatnot.
It's cool. If you're not there, I'll treat it as like an interview type deal, and we'll move on. But if you're there, then that's good too.
Yeah, I have no doubt you'll hold it down.
Oh yeah. That's what I want to do with the guest. I want to get inside their brain and figure out how they're functioning. And people that I want on are just not some like everyday Joe Schmoes. They're somebody with something to say. So that's what I want to get out of them.
Right. Well, just remember, make them step their game up.
Got to step your game up. And on that note, we are out of here.